Okay, so for our next assignment, we're going to add a picture to our poem. So when we open our file, we definitely want to scroll down, double check that you have all of your requirements up to date so far, that you've marked everything as done. So the first thing, we're actually going to add this picture to the bottom of your Fun Day in the Sun assignment. Now, my assignment's not finished, even though it's marked done. That was up to you to do on your own to make sure those bold words were changed. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to add a picture to this blank area down in the bottom here. So if your font is so big that you have no room at the bottom, you're going to want to adjust your font. So the first thing we're going to do is click below our poem to add our picture. Now you'll notice I'm not sure why there's an extra space here, but if I hit the backspace button, my page comes up, which we don't want. So let's undo that. So if you have this strange cursor thing happening, don't mess with it yet. Just pick a spot to have the cursor. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the Insert menu. Anything under Insert is where you'll find things that you can add to your document. A lot of the menu names tend to let you know what's inside. So if I want to add a link, I want to add a chart, I want to add a picture, something special, I would go to Insert. So Insert Image. And then we've got to choose where we want to insert this image from. Okay, I want you to choose Drive. Now this is one of the few times that we're actually going to go into a folder we haven't really been to before. You will notice some of the pictures are the last things that you've put in your drive, but I want you to click My Drive. Now I have a ton here, but you don't. What you're going to look for is Classroom. So we haven't gone to the Classroom folder before, but you are now. So open your Classroom folder. Then you're going to find Computer Literacy Period 2. I have a bunch here. You find Computer Literacy Period 2. And then you're going to look for a collection of stories written for children. Oops, wrong one. Okay, so let's try that again. Collection of stories written for children. And what you should see inside is a file called dogs.gif. Okay, so again, we went to Classroom, Computer Literacy Period 2, or Period 6, whichever class you're in, and then a collection of stories written for children. And again, you won't have as much as I have, but you'll eventually find dogs.gif. We double click on it, and it inserts the picture. The next thing you want to do is we're going to resize this picture so that it fits nicely on the page. It does look pretty good right now, but maybe you want it a little smaller. Maybe you want to center it. Maybe you liked it bigger. Adjust the size of your picture. To do that, you always want to grab the corners. If I move my mouse on the little handlebar to the side and drag, I'm going to distort the proportion. We don't want to do that. We'll undo. You always want to change the picture size with a corner. Now, unless you intentionally want to distort your photo. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to play around with something called wrapping. Now, if my picture had been placed in the middle of text, if my picture was placed in the middle of the text, I have different options underneath. I have wrap, and wrap text puts the words all around my picture. Break text actually breaks your text around. Okay, this one and inline are very similar. If you look at inline actually puts the dogs between the sentence as if it's text. Wrap puts it around the middle. Everything will wrap around it. And break actually puts the lines above and below. So what I want you to do is you're going to click Wrap Text, and you're going to put this picture in the middle of your poem. It doesn't look good. It's not the best looking way to do this, but it's good practice for wrapping. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to add a border to our picture. In order to do that, we're going to click the picture, and you're going to look up at the toolbar, and these three little buttons here, the pencil, the lines, and the dashes, those add borders and adjust the border. So the first thing I want you to click is border weight, and I want you to choose 4. Now if I click off of my picture, you can see now I have a black box. Select your picture again. Always make sure if you're going to do anything with your picture, make any changes, you've got to select it. You have to have these little blue buttons. Now we can change the look of our border. I can do little dashes. And I can also change the color of my border. So I want your dogs in the middle of your poem, and I would like you to add a border. It can be solid, it can be dashed, choose any color, choose any thickness, and that's it. When you're finished, you're going to click your picture. It will not let you insert a comment. So let's rewind on that one. Let's click at the end, add another comment, and call it A6 done. That's all.